A metabolic byproduct that is more prevalent during fasting may strengthen your immune cells as they fight infection and disease. That's according to a new study by scientists at the Andel Institute. And joining us right now to talk more about it, the study's corresponding author, Dr. Rusty Jones. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Sue.
So this study focuses on ketone bodies and how they power immune cells more than glucose. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Probably the easiest way to think about it is we study in our lab T cells, which we call soldiers of our immune system. They're the sort of the soldiers on the front end line where they fight infection and to keep our body protected from cancer. And so one of the things we are interested in understanding what are the different types of nutrients that power these immune cells. And the results of the study was really fascinating. We found that one particular metabolite called a ketone body is really good at making T cells able to do their job. And so the interesting thing, as you mentioned off the top, when you're under a dietary regimen such as the ketogenic diet or fasting, it's one way that our bodies boost production of these ketone bodies. And so we think this may unlock a way of boosting immunity. So
this specific type of diet could help in treating future infections in a way. So it's that keto diet, but it's also fasting. So which is better? And tell me a little bit about that.
Sure, it's a great question. I think the key thing is that ketone bodies are a natural thing that we have in our body. When we go without food for any long period of time, such as when we overnight and sleeping, we wake up in the morning, our bodies have this amazing ability to switch between fuel sources. When you've been fasting, our body takes fat from our fat cells and converts it into what we call free fatty acids. These are then used to make ketone bodies and sugar to keep our blood sugar level. What we think is that the ketone bodies that come from fasting are really good at helping our immune cells function. In a ketogenic diet, you're actually eating a lot of fat and meat in order to keep your body always producing ketone bodies. So there are two ways to actually boost levels of ketone bodies from your diet. We actually think that fasting or intermittent fasting regimens are going to be better overall for your immune system because they don't have the byproduct of having a lot of fat around.
It's when we say fasting, can you give us an idea of how long that is?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we fast every single night. When you go to bed and you wake up in the morning, if you're lucky to get 8 hours of sleep, your body is already producing ketone bodies through fasting. That's why we call it breakfast, break fast. I think normally you'll boost enough of your ketone bodies simply by going without food for between 8 to 10 hours. So if you wake up after a good night of sleep and then an intermittent fasting regimen would be where you don't eat until, say, 10 o'clock in the morning. Your body is already producing a good number of ketone bodies. That's one way to boost it.
Okay, intermittent fasting. There's been a lot of talk about that.
Correct,
it's certainly a topic that has been tossed around for a while now. So this is an early stage study. What's next with this?
Well, so what we're really interested in is our immune system is really, as we found over the years, is a key to our overall health. Our immune system protects our bodies from cancer, helps to fight infections, such as we know from COVID. And so the next stages is really applying this into seeing what are the elements of immune function that are really beneficial and boosted by ketone bodies. In our study, we showed that if T cells have ketone bodies, they can fight infection really well. Our next studies are really to see if this can augment our body's ability to fight cancer, and then hopefully move into human studies. Our goal, I think, in the Institute is really to find ways in which we can use diet and nutrition to fight chronic disease, and helping to boost our immune system is one of the areas of research that we want to push out.
Yeah, just so interesting. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to hearing more about it in the future, for sure. Doctor, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.